Net. I am so happy to be here. It's a Tuesday and I have missed you. I got terribly sick last week. And so my doctor put me on quarantine, which was good because I ended up having, so I fell down my stairs from my attic to the floor because they're wood stairs and I was wearing socks and I was running. And I went to the doctor to check it out, who ended up finding out I had a virus. So the falling actually benefited me in the aspect that I was able to find out that I needed to be home for a week or so. And so let's just double check here that everybody knows that we are live. I'm not seeing it. That's the thing. Let's see. Oh, maybe it's this section. Nope. Maybe here. And there's a little gnat. There it is. I can see one's popping on. Can you guys hear me? Give me a shout out. Let me know where you're coming from. I'm going to hit the volumes. Yep, I can hear it there. Awesome sauce. I'm so glad to see you guys. I'm going to check out. If you're joining us from Facebook or from YouTube, can you let me know? And so I'm excited to be crafting with you guys. I ended up crafting for the last 4 or 5 hours, trying to figure out what I wanted to create today. I just knew in my head I wanted something. It was a rainy day and I wanted something super vibrant. So if you guys are like me, maybe you put on, when you don't feel good, some makeup. And maybe what you do is you create in color when it's a little bit darker out. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Let me see here. So if you are on Facebook, you need to, I may not see your comments if you're commenting inside of the Getting Crafty Stampers group. So if you're seeing my video and you click on the video on Facebook, it will take you so that you can make things. Did you really, Anita, get to join me? I've missed you. So good to see you, honey. I loved your cards, by the way. Stunning. I've been meaning to comment. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my comments, make sure that they're all coming through. So, hi, Melody. You're on YouTube today. Good. So, I just want to make sure everything goes through. Hello, sweetheart. I picked up this cute hat when I was in Las Vegas. I actually ended up in St. George, Utah with my sister, and we picked matching hats. So, we have cute little matching hats, which makes me so happy. Isn't that cute? I know. And it's from the guy section. We couldn't resist. It was so cute. So we are going to be creating a ton of color today. And you guys should be able to see the tutorials at gettingcrafty.net after this is done. I did not upload it, so I have to go and upload it. We are preparing for the retreat this weekend. I was so sick last week. I did not get to do. I know. I love it too. I felt like, I asked Genevieve, she goes, if it's not hot, you should still rock it. And I was like, okay. Didn't know if it would be distracting for a video or not, but I dig it. My sister made a comment about, let's bring the hats back, and I'm all for it. Let's do it. When's the next time you guys going to wear a hat? Just takes a little bit of boldness. And you know what's funny about boldness, like with hats or skirts or dresses? They're very freeing. And it's more of like a glorified moo when I wear my maxi dresses. But people are like, oh, you got dressed up. And I was like, far less clothes and less restrictions. So same with the hat. So hey, Linda, so good to see you, my friend. I am all better now, thank the Lord. And I am no longer required to be in quarantine. So praise the Lord for that as well. My feet are still broken. I broke 2 toes on this side of my foot, and this side I broke the bone in here. So you have to love being klutzy. You just gotta celebrate that you are who you are. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. So it's good to see you guys. I have created in color and I have a couple of options. I did not like how certain things came out. So this is multiple crafting all night. And so I actually will probably make a video from the others, but it wasn't capturing the vibe of what I wanted. So I'm going to show you guys what I didn't like. And then we're going to change it up. So this is the card that I created that I thought it was okay, but I wanted something a little bit different, and you'll see why in just a second. My dies are actually with my assistant that has my alphabet a la mode dies, and so I was totally bunt. Yeah, Melody, super ouch. So I was looking for my die set, and I have 2 of those, so I don't know where the other one is. We've been cleaning systematically my studio to get it where it needs to be. So I'm stoked to see a huge amount of progress in where we were. I have a giant trash bag in the middle of my studio right now that I just keep dumping stuff into that I'm not going to. This is going to be the card we're going to end up creating today. Tons of color because it was storming today, so it was very gloomy and overcast. And I thought we're going to create a touch of fall with a vibrance of color, because that is one of my favorite things about fall, is the stunning color that comes through in the cooler, crisp air that is so welcome after a beautiful summer. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you like and share and subscribe and hit that bell if you haven't. And we will be creating all night long. And you should be able to see this tutorial and others on my blog at gettingcrafty.net. So we're going to dive right in. I'm going to feature a couple different things. Now this is pivoting. My autumn die set is actually with my assistant for our retreat, but this is capturing fall in a new way. So I thought I would share that with you guys. It's in our holiday catalog. We'll be using some online exclusives as well. So things that you can still get your hands on to create dynamic and beautiful creations. So we're going to turn around and create right now. Let me see. Oh, there he goes. Oh, good. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. There we go. And then you guys get to pick some options of what you want to do. When it's really frustrating for me is when we can't find stuff. I don't know about you guys, I lose my mind when I can't find stuff. I become kind of loco in la cabeza, crazy in the head. So what we're going to do while... Oh, my laptop went black. That's what it was. What we're going to do is we're going to create this vibrant fall card that you see right here that celebrates the season or celebrates somebody's presence in your life. So you guys will get lots of options. I did use these stunning glittery embellishments that you guys will see here. Right there. And so I also brought some options for you guys. I adore this brand new collection. It's called the Blooming Pearls. Look at those gorgeous pearls. They are stunning. They have like a vibrancy, a variance of color in it, a little bit of variegated color, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We have the brushed metallic embellishments. And then we have this, which is the speckled dots. The speckled dots. There's a little bit of sequins in there that creates the speckle. So we have a lot of options to create with. I also brought over our loose frosted dots. These are so beautiful. And so I'm going to give you guys the option of what we're going to end up using for embellishment. And it's super easy. I did grab this gorgeous online exclusive designer series paper. It is called, I'm going to double check the name because I'm horrible with names, the Naturally Gilded. You can actually score this collection. It comes with white with copper, vanilla and gold, and white and silver. When you guys do coloring techniques with that, that makes it so easy to transform this into something that meets your needs in crafting. You can personalize it so easily. Then I encourage you, if you're going to do techniques like this, is to have a scrap. You guys will see I have a scrap here. It is literally the back of the Masterfully Made Designer Series paper, and I keep it to the side of me while I am crafting so I can use it on the spur of a notice kind of a thing. Then we are going to set aside our embellishments. The colors that we're going to be using today, the liquid enamel works well too instead of brushed metal dots. You have to let them dry for about a half hour. Oh, really good point, Anita. I have that right now here as well. That's a fun option. You're right. You're right. So I also was creating with this gorgeous online exclusive alphabet set and this copper ribbon from the holiday catalog, but it's back ordered currently and it's due early October. I love this collection. It's a 2-piece collection, comes with this beautiful brushed linen and this stunning metallic copper, but I decided not to use that. So you guys can see here, this is missing the embossing that we have that you see here with the exposed brick. What do you think? Do you have a preference? Do you like the heat embossing or the dry embossing, like the pressure embossing? Which do you prefer? I would love to know. So there is that right there. We're going to end up die cutting using one of my favorite collections, the Wanted to Say dies. It has Happy Birthday, You Are Too Kind, and Celebrate. And we're going to embrace the Celebrate today. And I'm going to make sure I set that aside. And we are going to have fun creating. I feel like I've been gone forever, and part of it is being sick and just being busy and gone, and I am back. I'm working really hard to be back and finding balance. So much has changed for us this year that we did not expect, but God is good even in the midst of all of that change. So I have right here before us some of my favorite colors. This is, especially during the fall, I tried so hard to get those embellishments in the container. Every time I tried, they were out of stock. Then they were gone. Oh no, are the loose faceted dots gone? Loose frosted dots gone? Melody, I probably have a set I can send to you. I have a big box here, or a bag here for you of BOGO items that I'm sending out. And so I'll see if I can find a set and send it to you because I adore you. If you'll do me a favor and pop me a text so I remember. So if you guys know my customers, they get the best of me. So I'm sending off some great stuff to Melody, who's been so great at supporting me. I do love these loose frosted dots. They are stunning, but I didn't realize they were gone. I didn't double check that one for some reason, but ooh, beautiful. Okay. Those might be going to Melody then. One of my favorite colors in the catalog is the Pretty Peacock, and we're going to partner that up with black. I love a drama card. This is going to be the inside with the very vanilla, and we're going to be going on crushed curry. So I don't see like a lot of the peacock in nature here in the Midwest, but I've seen a lot of decor with it, which makes me super happy. And we're going to take this gorgeous piece of that naturally gilded, and we're going to color it right now to our heart's desire. You can really go over the top with this if you wanted to. It's a lot of freedom to it. It also gives you the freedom to being a little bit more simplistic if you want. The paper on its own, as you can see, really stands out. It shines, it's got that gorgeous stuff, and it's really smooth, so it's easy for coloring with your blending brushes or your stamping sponges. This card here, I'm going to be featuring our stamping sponges, and I did cut them into quarters, so I cut it in half and then those in half, so that it was just a little bit easier for my hand that you see right here. So we're going to grab those ink pads right to the side, and we're jumping right in. Now this is just a scrap, so I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab the Cajun Craze. There is a little bug. I don't know why we have gnats and flies so crazy. Is that a thing this time of year? I don't remember it being last year. I thought that was more of a summer thing for me, but this year our house looks like it's exploded with like flying critters, and it's annoying. I'm going to start with the lightest color, which is the Cajun Craze. I use my stamping sponge and I daub very softly the corner units. And I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to kind of add a little color right there. And then I'm going to set this aside. We're going to take that gorgeous naturally gilded, and I see a lot of yellows out right now. Yellows and greens and beautiful copperies and browns and rust color, and it makes me so happy. When I start coloring with a technique like this, I start off of the card and work my way onto the card or the paper that you see here. Oh, girl, I have that during the summer. Like that's the spring. Early summer, and I have those too. I actually had to bring out fly strip, which we usually keep around the house for the summertime. I have been eating mostly carnivore, and so I did not have my garden this year. We were dealing with all of that stuff regarding the chickens, and they're finally out in their coop, which praise the Lord for that. They are so happy. And we love having them out there. We love going out to the river and seeing them. They make me so happy. I love them. I love them. And here we're going to create a little bit of green by blending the peacock into the crushed curry. You can make this technique as dark as you want. So yeah, and then these flies that we seem to have right now, they're really large and they're slow. So we were like we smacked like 30 in a day, and I have no idea where they were coming from. So it's not from my garden flies, which we knew was a big problem for us the last 2 years, is the produce has flies on it. Stupid things. I hate them. And I'm going to try a technique. Do you guys want a technique I'm going to end up trying? I have these really large, and this here is the Cajun Craze. So I have a really large jars, and I think what I'm going to end up doing is putting my produce in those when they come in. A lot of your produce should not go in your refrigerator. I find that interesting. Also, washing your produce really is a good thing to do. Hi, Tiffany. Nice to see you, girl. It was just going to catch the end of the black card. We're doing that right now. So beautiful. I have to watch the replay. Well, I will miss you, girl. Make sure you come back and let me know what you think of our crafting. So we're going to come in here just like you see. And I see a lot of this copper. I might have done a little bit more of the Cajun craze and copper combined than I did the crushed curry. And I just want a little bit more of that yellow in here. Let me see. Somebody is messaging me on social media. So we're going to come in just like you see right there. I want to fill in all of that color. And it on itself, is that not stunning? Is that not the most beautiful thing? It's like, oh, this screams fall to me. What do you guys think? Isn't that so beautiful? So beautiful. Makes me so happy. Okay, and then I want to color this little scrap. So I'm going to come in here with the peacock. It's really just kind of just adding a little bit to it and a little bit of that crushed curry right onto the end. I'm hoping the scrap can hold the celebrate again. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so we have it. It's a little bit lighter colored than the other one is, and I'm okay with that. It's just a scrap. And here is our beautiful collection. I could frame this on its own. I just think it's stunning. Stunning. And then we're going to close the ink pads. Do you know why? Let me tell you why. I am notoriously good at getting my hand into ink pads that are open. Girl. Girl. So, and at night, my kids and I, we try to remember, we can't have the fly zapper on during the day because my dogs freak out. What's up with dogs hating zappers? I don't know. Like, maybe the noise is really scary to them. Does your guys' animals freak out with with the fly zappers? We keep those going during the evenings when they're in bed with their kennel. And so, oh man, hold on 1 second, just drop some stuff. And let me see here. Hi, Tracy. Tracy's one of my dearest friends, you guys. Longtime friends, mama friends, you know. I think the more I color this piece here and I use it, that in itself could be used as some beautiful art, like kind of a modern art look here. Hello, Tracy. Tracy might be one of the most beautiful friends I have, you guys. I'm just saying, fair warning, y'all are lovely. But my Tracy, she is stunning. Okay, so we're going to end up using the Celebrate that you see right there. We're going to use this as a layering die. So we're going to come in just like you see right there. And we're going to end up using that. And Tracy's in love with and married to her husband, Gavin. And he is a pharmacist and a bodybuilder on the side. She's super active. She used to be a model rep for Kate Hudson's Fabletics brand. She's amazing. Oh, now you're starting to watch it with me, Tiffany. I'm so glad you are. So glad you are. Okay, so we're going to be using up our scraps. We're going to be playing with our cut and emboss machine. So I'm going to end up using the back piece here of the pretty peacock and this here to do some die cutting. We're going to die cut this and we're going to end up embossing here. And then we have our card base, which I'm going to move slightly up so I don't lose it. And I think we're going to start with the embossing so that I can move on. So we're going to be using this gorgeous exposed brick embossing folder. It's a thicker embossing folder. And there's a couple things you can do. You don't always have to do it, but you could spritz some water across the back of your cardstock. And that actually will give you a deeper and smoother impression. But this is pretty distressed, and I am not worried about deep and smooth on this one. Then we're going to take our cut and emboss machine. I'm going to move these bad boys up. And this is my favorite machine. So I was amazed that we had, 4 of these going at once for our upcoming retreat. So that tells you, you guys, we were bumping along, getting some stuff done. And so there is that. We're going to use this. Now, normally when I do this embossing, I would use this black line that you see on the front of the embossing folder. Do you see that right there? That helps you to make sure you have a straight emboss. That is awful close to that, so you could use it, but sometimes I will pull it up if I'm concerned. I don't want your cardstock going into that seam. That's a bad thing. Don't do that because there's 2,500 pounds of pressure that you apply using this simple machine. Now, if you didn't know, it gives you a recipe of exactly what you need on the plate that comes with it for embossing or die cutting. And when you purchase the machine, it comes with the plates and the bottom piece and the... Does it come with the embossing piece? I think it does come with this gray one, you guys. pretty sure. And I love this technique. Look right here. Look at the transformation. It becomes really something you want to play with. It adds a lot of depth and texture, and that is a real pleasing aesthetic to a card like that. And oh, so easy, you guys. There's no effort to doing that. Then we're going to put our other plates back on. We're going to do some die cutting really quickly. So when you find things in the catalog, if they're going to be going on back stock for any temporary time, this is the great reason why you want to be signing up with Stampin' Up! And joining our Getting Crafty family. That gives you the opportunity to get stuff before it goes on back order. And everywhere, everything has back order stocking issues now. And so you want to make sure you get it while it's hot. There we go. And we're going to die cut this really quickly. I'm so glad you guys are here. Tracy, where are you guys at tonight? I remember when Tracy moved, she and I were talking with our friend Kate, and she was like, it's harder to make friends as our babies. Like, there's something different about the women that you raise your babies with. There's a community and a fellowship, and so that Tracy and I definitely raised our babies together with our friend Kate and our friend Sarah. Pretty neat. So I'm gonna come in, and a trick, if you guys did not notice, is I use one plate that I die cut on the bottom that you see here, and I use a clear plate on the top. And as this plate eventually is gone and not usable, what I'll end up doing is switching that, getting rid of this one, putting this one on the bottom, getting another. That gives me a little bit more longevity when I'm die cutting. And I have, I do cut a lot, you guys. I die cut a ton. Now, this is that gorgeous piece. We're going to create a wreath with it. And this is that lovely die set. It has a lot of options. I want to show you guys here. It is the wishes all around die set, and it has trees and snowflakes, but it also has this beautiful set that you can use for fall or Christmas. It would be great with little holly berries on it. We're going to die cut. It also has some friendly little pieces that you can die cut extra branches with. So I'm going to come in kind of snug as a bug in a rug, and we're going to use this as much as we possibly can. And you might kind of smidge off. It's okay. Nobody's going to cry. Nobody even knows that you might cut off a little bit. Right there. And we're going to go ahead and roll it back. There's no effort with this. This is a simple tool, simple machine, so it's applying 2,500 pounds of pressure, so you don't have to do all the fussy cutting with it. You don't have to do any effort to speak of. Uh-oh. I just lost my Celebrate. Did I toss it? Girls, did I lose it? What did I do with it? Maybe it's in the word still. It is. You guys, I forgot to remove the Celebrate. Girls, you need to catch me. Okay, so I use an old paper pumpkin box, and I use the brush tip add-on that you can for our take your pick tool, and I will punch out all of the hanging bits and pieces here, and the foam that comes with it allows you to capture all of your little throwaway pieces. This is very delicate. You want to take your time with it. You don't need to go too crazy, but it also holds all your bits and pieces, which will keep your surface of your crafting area clean and ready to use. I'm going to tuck that Celebrate away so I don't lose it. And we're going to end up using that with this here. So I'm going to come in, and you can see that there. You can either just use the brush end or the pokey end. I keep this specific take your pick tool in a box just ready to create at a moment's notice. And isn't that beautiful? Look, you guys. You can't go. What the heck is with these little gnats? I have no idea where they came from. I'm afraid I'm going to end up eating one. Ew. What the heck? But they're all over my house. Like, we have big flies and little flies. I don't know. This must be the end of the season this year. It must be going a little bonkies. We do live on a river, which I think makes us inclined to get more critters and bugs. So our chickens really want free range in the garden, but I didn't do a garden this year. So it's a bunch of see, look at that gnat. Dang on it. Did I get it? I don't think I did. I hate that stuff. And then we're going to take this here, take those little bits off. Boom, 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 boom. And these are so much fun. You could easily create with this. And we are going to actually do one more die cut over here. Why not? Now you could take and brush, you guys. Just go forward and back. This can take a beating. And we're going to go here. If you haven't already, please like and share and let me know what you think. If there's any hanging chads, you want to get those out. You know what? I don't know that the current generation would even know what a hanging chad is. Does anybody remember what a hanging chad is? Were you like me? I remember this happening. Tracy, if you're still on, do you remember us doing this? Hanging chads. Do you guys remember what the hanging chads were about? Ready for some magic? Oh, this makes me so happy. I'm going to go as carefully as I can. I don't want to rip it. That would be my luck. Trying to find a design I like. But look at that. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? Stunning. You cannot go wrong with this collection. And if you guys buy Christmas sets like that and you think, I want to make a Christmas card with it, realize that you have a lot of flexibility and you could actually create fall cards and spring cards with wreath dies like that. That gives you a lot more flex than you realize. We're going to go one more right here just to create a couple more of those itty bitty add-ons. And that's one of the things I love about the Wishes All Around is that there is extra dies. There is extra dies in our autumn one as well. That is recently back in stock. You want to make sure you get that. And I'm going to move my cut and emboss machine. What I like to do, and this is just to give you guys a heads up, is I take it like so and I roll it in. Now I love that our cutting emboss machine will collapse together, but I have enough room on my shelves to leave it so that it's flat, and that's kind of helping it to iron itself out. And I put it on the surface right behind me. So this is still your leftover. It's a beautiful collection. If you had abstract art, there you go. But if you don't, you can throw it away. It's hard to throw away really pretty stuff for me. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I have a hard time with that. So we're going to save all these little extra add-ons and we're going to incorporate them into this project. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm not going to lose my dies. I'm going to just stick these here. Make sure I grab all of them. And there you go. Now I can close this and tuck it to the side so I don't lose my dies. Girls, let me tell you, I'm really good at losing stuff. I don't know about you. Am I the only one? Oh, okay. What is a hanging chad? Okay, that was a big thing in Florida when they said that, who was it that was running? Al Gore was running against President Bush, and they had to actually, they declared, thanks for asking, Melody. They declared President Bush losing and Al Gore as winning. And then they counted and they said it was the hanging chads that had misrepresented, and they were able to declare President George W. Bush the president that year. Do you remember that now? That might trip you guys out. But hanging chads was a thing. So it's one of the reasons why they changed the machines to which they use to, which I don't know if it's for the better. I'm not going to get all political on this one. I have thoughts and hypotheses on that. We're going to turn this Celebrate over. So hanging chads are what it was. So if you guys were like me, do you remember I got a newspaper that said that Al Gore was the winner? Was it Al Gore? I'm assuming it's Al Gore. Was it Al Gore? I think so. That ran against President George W. Bush. And so I have a newspaper that declares Al Gore the winner, or whoever it was the winner. And the same day they had to make a modified winning. If it wasn't the same day, it was that same week. And I went and got the second one that declared President George W. Bush as the winner. Isn't that crazy when you think about that? That's a monumental point in history. And it's one that's often not discussed. And we lived through something like that. I mean, that's pretty big. Now, let's take a look at the Celebrate here. Right there. I'm going to give you a little trick, a little tip. Okay, so first of all, I have glue on my fingers, and I don't like glue on my fingers. I use my Simply Chamois, and I rub it off. It's just a a chamois. It's just a microfiber that's really thick, and it's got water. So we clean ours regularly, and I keep it in a flat stamp case. We sell those in a packet, I think, of 4. Then I was recently, okay, I have to confess to you guys. Did you guys see my Instagram? If you did, you might have been as cringy as I was about it. I found a stack of Christmas cards, and it's almost October. That was last Christmas. I found them. And so some of them that I opened, they were stuck to the envelope. And that happens with adhesive. So what you can do is take your embossing buddy and go over your adhesive. What that does is absorbs any adhesive that might be on there, and then you can just wipe it off. And if you guys just brush it, all that white will go away. It won't stay on, but it absorbs the extra loose liquid adhesive. Do you remember that, Melody? Do you remember when they declared somebody and they had to go in and count the votes? And I believe that it was in Florida. Am I the only one? Do you guys not remember this? I thought it was huge. If I remember correctly, it was when, oh my goodness, what years would that have been? My son would have been a baby, I believe. So Tracy and I had little kids at the same time. That's why I was thinking Tracy would remember this. And you guys might think I'm a bit wacky, but I remember that stuff. Okay. So here we have this gorgeous piece of Very Vanilla. And let me tell you a simple way to elevate your cards. You need to make sure you add layers. This card is beautiful, and I want you to see the difference. You could easily make this card almost equally as beautiful by applying the crushed curry and the basic black together just like this. But what I wanted to do was give it an additional level of elegance, a little bit more refinement by framing out the black. The black will look a little bit more grounded. The card will feel a little bit more of value. And it was literally a quarter sheet of your cardstock. That is nothing cost-wise, you guys. It's super easy to do. So what we're going to do is take our inline adhesive, and we're just going to do that there. Now, if you guys are nervous about applying something wrong, I like to put my adhesive on the sides, come up and frame out the top piece. So what I mean by that is I'm not looking at the whole card. I'm literally looking to see if this is straight up here. Boom, shakalaka. How easy was that? Now, I do not use an inline adhesive on anything that's been embossed. That could actually cause the embossing. You do remember the recount in Florida. You didn't remember the hanging chads. I remember they kept talking. Now, it could be regionally, right? But I remember them discussing the hanging chads, and they showed a picture of it. And I thought, oh my gosh, like that's scary to think that a presidential election could be lost with a little hanging chad. And it reminds me of when my kids took tests and they had to poke through the test, and that would leave you a hanging chad, and you could actually change your SAT scores. It was like this huge transition. Like, oh my gosh, it could have been a big thing. Now, you guys, this is where you're going to use a silicone craft sheet, and you're going to put it down. This is going to protect your surface. You don't have to hold something big in your hand while it's flying around. And we're going to take the multi-purpose liquid adhesive. We're putting itty bitty drops. I'm going to bring you in closer. Are you ready? Let's see if that helps out. And then I'm just going to go in, and anywhere it's a little bit thicker, I'm going to apply just the tiniest dot. And then you can use the tip and kind of just apply it around here. Just tiny little dots. You guys, don't overthink this. Don't try to cover the whole thing in it. Let me tell you, I get really blue during the holidays. Part of it is I just miss feeling loved during the holidays. And my grandmother always tried to make our holidays special. And I miss that. I miss my Nana and Papa. I miss holidays where things felt, as you get older, you realize that your family is kind of dysfunction junkin. Anyway, is that just me? Anyway. And so, I can get blue during the holidays, especially when I'm running around doing things for my children. So, or I've procrastinated. That always gets me when I procrastinate. And, so here, I found all those Christmas cards, and it's almost December, and they weren't even opened. I think what happened was, I'm going to give you guys a little secret. I think I put that on in a box and I moved it and then just forgot all about it. This time we're going to center the greeting and I'm going to show you the difference here. This is off center. So here, the wreath is centered off to the side and then the greeting is centered off to the other side. So you're going to have a little bit of balance there. That's a little bit of interest when you're creating your card. Here, we're going to go center on this project. And we're going to do the same thing with the celebrate. You could use, if you wanted to, our sticky sheets that will die cut a word, but you want to make sure if you're using something that's really delicate like this celebrate there, that you get your pieces down so they don't tear when you put them in the envelope. Now, you can leave the wreath like that, but you have all these extra bits. This is where you can create some interest. Just put a little bit down and just incorporate it in an area we're going to get a little bit of contrast. You don't want your wreath to look too matchy-matchy. You want to mix it up, but just a smidgy-widgy. Those are official terms. So I want to encourage you guys, get a jump start on the holidays so that you do not feel the pressure of the holidays and feel like you got behind. I don't like to feel behind at all. Then this one seems to be cut in the wrong direction and it comes with a set. So I'm guessing it's supposed to be like framing out something, but I'm going to take it down here. I'm going to frame out my greeting like you see there. And the multi-purpose liquid adhesive will adhesive on texture. And so that's a good thing to know. And then we're going to grab this one here. Just a little dashy-washy. It's like when you tell a mechanic you got a thingamajig or your husband, this thingy-mabopper is not working correctly. Am I the only one that says things like that? I had a mechanic that back in California and he was, I'm not going to say chauvinistic, but he never believed me. And I would say it would make a wurgoog, wurgoog. And he would be like, no, it doesn't. So he'd drive my car and he goes, I didn't hear this wurgoog. And so one time he came in and I whipped out my cell phone as he was driving my car in after test driving it. And he goes, it got out, and he says, it does not make that noise. You're insane. And I pulled out my phone, and I showed him the recording on the outside. It made the word goog. We're going to take this little piece down here. How beautiful is that? Now, we're not done. I want to add a little elegance to the inside. Do you remember we talked about that? A great thing is you can stamp on the inside of a card, easy peasy lemon squeezy. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you can. But it will elevate your card if you add a liner. So you could write easily on the inside of this crush card. Are you loving it, Tiffany? I'm so glad. But elevate it. Take it a step up. This makes somebody who receive it feel so loved, you guys. Such a little thing. Then we're going to take one of those little extras and we're going to decorate the inside. There was a wonderful Southern belle that used to take my classes. Her name's Helen. And let me see here. What's going on? Oh, I don't want to cause too much adhesive. Anyway, she decorated the inside of her cards pretty heavily, and I was always amazed at them. And I said, well, why do you do that? And she said, I don't have to write as much. So there you go. Now, remember we talked about this liquid adhesive, and if I close the card and it gets stuck and people can't do it, that's why I would let the card dry, and then I would come in and just do a little patsy-watsies. I'm also going to give you a little tip. You guys want another little tip and trick? What we're going to do is at the end of the night, I can take my Simply Chamois and write down the surface. Any little extras of adhesive or that powder, it will pick it up for me and it makes it so I can have a clean surface. I'm going to tell you guys, you're worth it. Have a clean surface for yourself. Leave it and clean it up and then do it. My daughter said that the other time. She goes, Mom, how come you don't do that? And I don't put myself as a priority, so I don't always put things away and then I lose them. And then I'm overwhelmed. So lately I've been really working hard to put things away so I can find them, because then I go through the seasons and I can't find them. So we have 3 cards tonight. We have the ones that we embossed, and then we have the ones that we heat embossed. You can see the difference here. These are using the same adhesives or embellishments. I added the ribbon. This is Stamping the Fall. But I want you guys to pick. I think I'm going to narrow it down because we already used these stunning glitter dots. I'm going to come out with, I'm going to put that one away. You guys can tell me the brushed metal or the pearls. These are called blooming pearls. And if you can't see, it's got like a gold and a patina to them, and they're really pretty. So you guys tell me brushed metallic or, gosh, what's the name of it? Blooming pearls. Blooming pearls or brushed metallic. And we're going to add that to this card, and we're going to show the difference. Because my friend Melody is going to end up getting these stunning, loose, faceted gems. See, this is one of the benefits to loving on me. I seem to get to love on you. And there is something special about Melody, you guys. She loves on people all the time. She's like the queen of loving on people and making them feel special. Anybody going to comment? Because I'm leaning. You're saying the brushed metallic, Mel? Okay, I like that. I was leaning to these pearls, but that actually adds a really fun element as well. So since you're the first one to comment, you get to pick today. Good job. You win. We're going to open this up. And we're going to take my Take Your Pick tool. And we have several tips that you can use. The stylus, you can use the piercing tool, you can use the spatula, and you can use the gummy here, just like you see there. But I'm going to grab the spatula this time, and we're going to go under it. I'm going to set these two aside so that they aren't distracting. And then we're going to grab a variety of the embellishments here. We're going to spatula it up. Odd numbers are best, so whatever you end up doing, I encourage you to use odd numbers. And there's gold that we're applying here. You don't have to use the gold. It's going on my fingers. Look at how nice that is. Probably because I have residual adhesive. But the spatula going underneath really lends itself to a balanced picking up things. And with my acrylic nails, I don't get to go underneath of things, but even before I had acrylic nails, I struggled with that, my friends. So let's see. Boom. That's actually even. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but nobody's going to judge, right? 2, 4, 6. There it is. We went across the board, but I love it. I love it so much. And then when you open it, there's a dash of love on the inside that is surefire way to smile. Now, if you guys were to use an adhesive or a stamped greeting, this is a really fun way to do it. This says celebrate, and I use the classic letters. This is a online exclusive as well, and you can still get this great stamp set, and it has multiple of the L's and the A's and the E's. It just gives you a lot of multiples to use, and we're going to go on the inside here. I'm going to grab that pretty peacock because, hello, it's beautiful, and it's my favorite. And then we're just going to stamp fall. So it's going to say celebrate on the front and fall on the inside. And that is item number 161267 if you don't want to look it up. And we're going to grab fall. Boom. And using a pierce mat underneath will give you a better resolution when you are stamping. And so we have celebrate, fall. What do you guys think? Do you love it as much as I do? I love it. I'm closing that ink pad because I deserve to not get a handful of ink, and I also deserve to be able to put stuff away as soon as we are done. I just pulled my hat. Funny. Okay. Hi. So here, look at that. It needs a snap. I was pulling it down I pushed it up a little bit when I was crafting. Oh, for heavens to Betsy's. There you go. Okay, maybe you don't pick this hat. I love it though. I think it's super fun. It's a little bit too big on me, and I'm actually okay with that. A little slouchy. This is our card for today. We're going to celebrate fall, one of my favorite seasons, and I hope it is yours as well. Today was gloomy and overcast, and I love bringing in tons of color in my wardrobe, or like maybe wearing the pink lipstick, right? Some really fun sparkly earrings, something to brighten up the day when you have the gloom of the season. So you are so special. Oh, God bless you too. I'm blown away at the way that you think. That is true for a lot of people. My daughter likes to say that people go into the madness that is me, and you're welcome. Like, I love this flash. I love the copper of this. If you guys haven't seen these projects, make sure that you get this bundle. It's a great bundle to have. It will carry you through a lot of different seasons with it. Imagine this would be a beautiful spring card as well as a gorgeous Christmas collection. So thank you guys so much for joining me. You should be able to see the tutorial probably in the morning at this point because I have a second live, but you can see that at gettingcrafty.net. That's gettingcrafty.net. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day and God bless. I will see you later. And if you want to grab any of those supplies, look first thing in the morning and I will, if you're my customers, you should be receiving an email with all that information. If you're interested in grabbing the best deal in town, I would love to invite you to consider joining our Getting Crafty family, where we have 2 lives every week and we have tons of fun challenges, artisans, and more. I would love, and you get your discount, girl. You get the discount and the ability to order early. That is the best deal ever. It's been a great journey for almost 18 years with me and I love it. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a great evening. God bless. I'll talk to you later. Bye.